Oh, you caught me drinking on the job. Okay. Well, we've had some pretty serious guests before. This Brad is going to be serious too. Brad Kloss is a dairy owner and a scientist, and he's come up with a product called FitPro protein products. And I'm trying this a little bit. This is FitPro. Is this what this is called right here? I'm
yes,
drinking.
It is.
This is FitPro. And you mentioned it is dairy based, but yet it's lactose free. How can that be?
Well, what we do, it's kind of unique. We take milk, filter out all the lactose, so it's left as pure liquid protein.
Oh, wow.
And then from there we add all natural flavors and all natural sweeteners. We use stevia, monk fruit, pure vanilla, pure cocoa extracts.
I can taste the vanilla, definitely, and a little bit of cocoa. And I'll tell you, I've had a lot of protein drinks over the years, and we use a protein powder, my wife and I, for our Vitamix, our drinks that we mix up every morning. But nothing has ever tasted as good as this.
Oh,
I've tried the muscle milk and different products that are out there, and they just are, wow. And this is delicious.
Yeah, it's not chalky, is it? It has a smooth texture.
Not chalky at all.
Doesn't have a chemical taste at all.
No.
Yeah,
It tastes a little bit of that vanilla.
Yeah, right.
A little bit of cocoa.
There you go.
And, well, it has a distinct dairy taste, too.
Yeah, it's the smooth and creamy.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, you know all this. I'm just experiencing it for the first time, and I hope vicariously you're experiencing this for the first time at home. But take a look at the website down there. Check that out. And tell us a little bit about how you came up with this, what your background is, and as a scientist, how you were able to formulate this great protein drink.
Well, my background, by trade, I'm a dairy animal nutritionist. So what I do is I work with dairy producers throughout the valley. I've been here for 15 years. Originally was from Minnesota. And so what we did is, through the years, I also had gotten involved in fitness. So I said, there's a huge disconnect between the dairy industry and the fitness industry.
There is.
And what I saw is, as a dairy industry, we do a great job making milk, cheese, butter, and powder. And on the fitness side, they do a great job of taking a bunch of stuff, blending it together, and calling it a protein shake. So what I said, there's got to be a better way to deliver protein to the consumer. So I worked with some very, very talented food scientists back from the Midwest, worked with individuals here on the West Coast, and I said, I want to find a way that we can capitalize on what everybody needs from a dairy product, and that's rich protein, rich calcium, and how we can get rid of what us as a society has overconsumed threefold in the last couple of decades, and that's sugars. So I said, let's take the protein and how can we capture it in its most natural form and deliver it in a convenient product that's shelf stable and high in protein, low in carbs.
That's fantastic. How long ago did you come up with this formula?
It took about a year. Like most products, it takes about a year to go through research and development, and then we test pilot it, and it's been on the market for about a year and a half. So it's a very infant stages, but we've had some great growth, and we've had absolutely great response from people who have tried it.
Now, can folks buy this anyplace else other than your website? Do you have it
absolutely.
in stores? Or?
In the Central Valley, California is a really strong market for us. We're in all the Whole Foods. We're in Fresh and Easy's throughout the state. We're in Lawson's. We're in Mother's. So we're really strong in the natural food sector and strong in the more value-added stores that care about the types of products they carry.
That is fantastic. And so are you seeing in the larger city centers, San Francisco, L.A. areas, and that where the sales are good there as well?
L.A. is very strong. All of Southern California, especially the outskirt areas of the L.A.
All the
counties.
fitness enthusiasts there.
Yeah, we're strong in the In-Shape Health Clubs. We're strong at 24 Hour Fitness, Lifetime Fitnesses throughout the country. But what's interesting is we're in 10 different foreign countries as well. And what we're finding is in the foreign market, there's a tremendous amount of interest in good, clean, quality, high-protein, low-carb options.
So this is low carb as well.
Yeah, it's a 3-to-1 protein to carb ratio, and we designed it that way because we felt that delivers the best source of protein to carb ratios for individuals. You need a high level of protein, but you also need some carbs too in your diet.
Absolutely.
And what's unique is we never distort the natural makeup of the protein. So in its natural form, protein is 80% casein and 20% whey. I have everybody asks, well, is it whey protein? I said, well, it's milk protein. It's dairy protein, which is 20% whey but 80% casein. And I don't know if you know this, but casein takes 4 to 6 hours to digest. So it keeps you feel very satisfied for a long period of time. It's great for an in-between meal or snack. It's great at nighttime because if you're doing any type of working out or active lifestyle, It allows you to have that protein throughout the night, so you're not starving in the morning.
Right. Well, let's talk about calories. How many calories in this glass I just had?
And that
Tank?
glass you just had, it was probably about 8 ounces, so it was probably only about 120 calories.
That's not bad.
Yeah, so the FitPro Daily is the 11-ounce container. It's 26 grams of protein with only about 160 calories. So there are very, very few food sources that are convenient that you can grab that many grams of protein with that few calories.
Yeah.
And it's great for diabetics. We have some great people at Forrest Whitaker, for example, in Southern LA. He buys the store out whenever he's in Whole Foods and we do demos. He loves it. Danny Musico is a 2-time boxing champion that supports the product and loves it for all his clients in Hollywood.
That's
so
fantastic.
It's gaining a lot of attention. Not just because of the name and who's using it, but because of the quality and the value that's behind it.
Now, where is this produced?
Well, that's what's unique. When I say the value and the quality behind it, I got to give kudos, first of all, to all the dairymen in California. They do an outstanding job developing a dairy product that can go into the food chain, and we just take that product and get rid of the sugar and bring it in as a protein source. So the products come from dairy farms around the Los Banos area, and then it's packaged out of Stockton. So we are a local company.
Yeah, Valley company. That's great.
Exactly.
Well, it's just great. And if you can't see it there, viewers, packaging is dynamite, too. Really, really looks good. And easy to store.
Non-refrigerated, 16
You don't
months
have
shelf
to
stable.
refrigerate it. You don't have to refrigerate it. But it tastes pretty good cool.
Yeah, most beverages are always a little bit better cooler.
Yeah, so you can keep this in the fridge.
Exactly.
When you're ready to drink
Right.
it. You wouldn't have to keep all of it in there, but, a little bit like this. So how much would you recommend of this? Would you recommend this in a whole day or a couple of days?
Oh, no. Well, it depends on your activity level.
Yeah.
That's 40 grams of protein, and usually the general consensus is 1 or just a little less than 1 gram of protein for every pound of body weight. That's a pretty common number people use. And when you look at us as a society, we've increased our protein intake by 10% over the last 20 years, but we've tripled our carbohydrate levels.
That's the problem.
So the problem is most people probably don't even get 40 grams of protein in a day. 26 grams of protein, for example, is similar to a small chicken breast.
Okay.
But it's difficult to carry a chicken breast to work.
Yeah.
So a FitPro or something else is convenient. So this would be 2 of these a day would be 80 grams of protein. That's probably your full day. 80 to 120 grams of protein for a lot of people is getting to the protein they need. Somebody like you and I, we probably need 150 to 200 grams of protein. Not that I'm 200 pounds.
So 2 or 3 of these.
I don't want to lie to your audience.
Well, that makes sense. Obviously, the larger the person, the more the protein requirements would be. But you held up that smaller carton there. Now, this one says FitPro Daily, and this one says FitPro Plus. What's the difference between these two?
Size is the biggest thing. And don't get me wrong, this shouldn't be your only source of protein.
Okay.
What's important is
This is a
that
supplement.
It's a supplement.
Okay.
It's a replacement to protein when it's not convenient.
Got it.
So here's what happens. What'd you have for breakfast, Tom?
I think I had my protein drink.
Well, perfect. I'll guarantee you most of the viewers had a glass of orange juice, a banana, and a bagel.
Yeah.
No protein.
No protein.
Okay, so you load up on all those carbs and you have no protein.
Yeah.
It's not good. It doesn't.
It's hard to get through the day. I mean, you can get through the first hour of the day.
You can get
but then
through
you
the
feel
first-
like this.
Exactly. Exactly. And what
Yeah.
happens is your body isn't in a fat burning mode.
Right.
So you have to have protein with your carbs all day long
That
in
makes
order to keep
sense.
your body in a fat burning mode.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, I would say have one of these for breakfast with a banana. Great breakfast.
Yeah.
If you have a traditional breakfast, great. Sometime around 10 o'clock when you get a little hungry, when you want to dive for a donut, dive for a FitPro. It'll carry you to your lunch. If you don't have time for a lunch, a large FitPro is perfect for a lunch.
That's great. Well, now, I have a lot of friends who are going gluten-free. And some of them are celiac, have celiac disease, and they can't have gluten. But others are just kind of getting rid of gluten because of the effects it has on their body. Is this product gluten-free?
It's gluten-free. There's no ingredients that are used in FitPro at all that has any gluten derivatives.
That's great. That's great. So if you're gluten-free, if you're really looking for a boost in protein and energy, really sounds like the way to go. Tell me a little bit about your background. Your background is in dairy. Did you work on a dairy, family dairy? Or?
Well, I grew up on a dairy farm in Minnesota.
In Minnesota. What part of Minnesota? By the way, I was born in Minneapolis.
Oh, really?
South
Wow.
Minneapolis, and so I'm kind of a city boy, but I do know about the farms.
When did you leave Minnesota?
Oh, a long time ago, 79.
79.
Yeah.
You were 7 or 8 then?
Thank you. Thank you. I like this guy. No, I actually high school, but 18. So at that point, I knew that the farms, certainly in Minnesota, were growing a lot of corn and wheat, and there were dairies. But I think dairies have even increased more in Minnesota. Certainly, Wisconsin is known for its dairies and its cheese. But in your background, did you grow up on a dairy outside of the metropolitan area?
Yeah, I grew up on a
Minnesota?
farm about 90 miles north of Minneapolis.
Okay.
Very strong farming community, and worked on a dairy, milked the cows every morning and every night, and regardless if I had football or wrestling practice or a game,
Yeah.
the cows got milked first. So grew up very close to animals, and always loved animals, and that's what led me to become a dairy nutritionist. And then through the years, I had gotten involved in the fitness industry as well. But today I remain as a dairy animal nutritionist, will always do that because I believe it's really important how we feed and take care of our animals to help impact a better quality end product. So I have a very close integration from source of ingredient to end user on having a understanding of how to take care of animals, how to create a product that has a higher level of efficacy, and understand what the consumer wants.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do in the dairy industry. For my part, is how do we take the commodity and turn it into what the mainstream people and what the mainstream wants in a value-added product. We're the only protein shake in the market that carries the real dairy seal. And I'm proud to say that
That's
because
good to know.
it does mean that we meet certain criterias of quality and ingredients to be able to carry that badge.
So you know your sources quite well. And this is what's
Absolutely.
great. You just didn't go out and say, well, I'm going to make a protein drink, and I don't really know anything about where the product comes from. You know cows. You know dairies. You know the operation, really from the ground up.
That's true.
And so understanding the source, and who you're sourcing the product from, it gives you a lot more, I guess, control and knowledge of.
And understanding who we're creating the product for.
Okay.
So where the source is from and who it's for, there's a lot of times a very big disconnect. Because to be honest with you, what typically happens is, and I've had friends, I know people that have created different types of products in the market, they will typically go to a beverage house, what we call it, or a
Right.
lab, and say, I want a XYZ product. Well, what they do is they just pull off the shelf a typical recipe that they've made in the past. What we did is the complete opposite. We went straight to the University of Minnesota Dairy Food Science Lab and actually helped create. They actually helped create and test pilot the product.
They're the
there.
pros.
Exactly. And then I brought in a very experienced flavor individual in the industry and said, okay, I need you to help me flavor and profile it. So we're probably one of the very few products that not only knows the source and the end user, but we also engaged in different avenues to create the product, so it would be very different. It has a distinct differentiation compared to
Well,
other
that
products.
is just fantastic. And again, the product is FitPro. Look for it at your Whole Foods or your local fitness centers. Absolutely try it. It's here in the Valley. These are Valley Ag people with the cows, the dairies, producing this wonderful product. We're really glad you came on the show today. And that's it for the Tim Thiessen Live show for this week. Tim will be back next week with some more great guests. Don't want to miss it. Go to FresnoAquarium.org to learn about the aquarium. I'm sure the cows will appreciate the aquarium when it opens. They'll be able to see the water that they enjoy here in the Valley at the aquarium. Thanks again for visiting Tim Thiessen Live. We'll see you next time. Bye.
This segment brought to you by Tioga Sequoia Brewery. Central Valley Talk is fueled by Tioga Sequoia Brewery in downtown Fresno.